Did you know that according to the World Health Organization, 2.2 billion people in the world live without safely managed drinking water, while 115 million people drink surface water?
Well, as the world commemorated World Water Day this past Friday, in Kajiado County, residents depend on either boreholes, water pans, or rivers to quench their thirst. Mashirima Kapombe was in Kajiado County and spent some time with the women in the Maasai community, who are charged with the responsibility of ensuring their barrels are never empty. Here now is the story of the Kajiado water warriors.
Blue water tanks dot the road to Oldonyio in Magadi, Kajiado County. Water selling points and large tanks are an indicator of water scarcity.
Watu hapa nategemea JSU wananunua maji.
Those who live in the interior are not as lucky. The quest to find water in the Maasai community is a woman's job. Grace Musanga and her daughter-in-law are on that quest. This is El Molelian, 40 kilometers from Kajiado town.
Nimbali na tuko na hiyo shida ya maji.
It is a quest like no other.
Unachukua masaa 4 kwa maana ukiondoka saa 2, saa 3, saa 4 utafika saa 4.
A journey that is not lacking in drama.
Na unaweza kuja, fisi ndio huyu. Anakimbizana na punda. Hata wewe unaweza piga nduru, watu wakimbie, akusaidie.
The women here fetch water on alternate days.
Ukisema unaenda maji, ujue tu hiyo siku ni ya maji na kupika. Hakuna kazi nyingine.
It's taken us slightly over an hour to walk from the homestead to this water pan, and despite there being a borehole, it's market day this Friday, so the borehole is closed.
I asked Grace whether they have a way of treating this water before use.
Hatuna dawa, tunachukua tu, naenda kufanya tunaenda mpatia, hata unasampatia tu watoto mbuzi na wewe ufue naye ukitafuta kile kidogo ya kukunywa.
In a different corner of Kajiado, women have congregated at the water point. This is Onyokie, Magadi ward. Grace Maison is one in hundreds of women who rely on the water that flows here.
Nikitoka sinatoka saa 12 nakuja hapa saa 4. Sababu sio rahisi saa 4. Sababu hizi milima.
Grace explains that this is rainwater.
Unaona hii shuma ndio analeta maji hapa. Akiconnect tu kama hii pipe itaenda mpaka kwetu.
As we walk, she explains that this responsibility is carried out by the women regardless of one's state, or is it status? What about in pregnancy? I ask.
Utaenda kuchota mpaka uzae. Hiyo siku yenye umesaa bwana wako anatafuta mama kama akuje maji.
The distance we walked is long enough that even the donkeys take a break.
Nimetembea kidogo. Nimechoka nikikuja huko.
Unachoka na huu sio pregnancy, unachoka aje sai. Na mimi nikibeba mtoto na nakuja kuchota hapa.
The water is full to the brim. Grace explains when the water levels are low during the dry season, they are forced to follow it down the dam.
Ukiwa kidogo tunaenda kuchota kwa hiyo shimo, akiteremuka. Tunaenda kuchota kwa hiyo shimo. Unaingia hapa. Unaenda na shimo na mama wenye unakanyaga mpaka ukute maji. Unaweka 20 lita, unabeba nayo mpaka hapa. Sasa unafunga kwa kamba. Unaenda nje.
It's a tough job, but the women, like the warriors they are, carry out the task with grace.
Mimi siendi mbuzi. Lakini mzee ataenda mbuzi na ataenda ng'ombe. Lakini kazi ya maji ni yangu.
The men in this community say more tanks closer to the homesteads will reduce the suffering for the women. But we notice there are tanks along the way. This one, for example, is about 4 kilometers from the water point, but it is dry.
Maji ilitumika tu kiasi miaka kadhaa na baadaye ikakuja kwa tangi imebomoka, sasa kuja fanywa renovation. Sasa ikifanywa renovation bado hiyo maji itakuja tu na iserve community ambayo wako hapa mahali wanaita Kanan pande hii, na kuna wengine wako Laramata this side, na itakuwa inasaidia kuliko kwenda zaidi ya 3 kilometers kutafuta maji huko.
The challenge of availing water is there because we don't have enough of it. When you have no water, Mashirima, any water is good enough, and the forces of supply and demand take over.
The CEC says they have put in place policies that intend to encourage water harvesting, but implementation is a challenge.
Our people don't understand maintenance and sustainability. Nikikuta nyasi hapa, nikikuta maji hapa, ninamaliza, ikiisha ninahama naenda mahali pengine. So this sort of mindset is not an easy one.
Kenya Water Civil Societies Network CEO says there is a need to ensure the women in the villages have easy access to clean and safe drinking water.
In such a community, because it is largely women who are fetching the water, you find that women are not able to productively engage in economic activities.
But there is an even bigger need to train communities on management of water projects and build ownership.
Most of these projects that are established in most of the rural areas suffer a decline, and most of them are break down after no more than 2 years. Helping them to have systems in place to support operation and maintenance, and to basically ensure that there is sustainability of these projects so that communities continue to enjoy the benefit of supply.
Skills that will ensure a rock catchment like Emugurr can be managed in a way that expands distribution and reduce the suffering that goes hand in hand with the search for water. Mashirima Kapombe, Citizen TV, Kajiado.
Great feature there, Mashirima.
Oh, fantastic reporting there.
2024, people still struggling, walking miles for water.
Oh, exactly. Very vivid pictures there in terms of what they have to struggle with.
Absolutely.